probably have slightly higher IQs than white people. And if you have a neighborhood that's full of Asians, chances are there's a little bit less illegitimacy, a little bit less welfare dependency, slightly higher income, more likely to go to college, and all those things to compare to a white neighborhood. Now, does that mean that we want to fill this country with Asians, or we want to be displaced by Asians? No. Absolutely. And in fact, if a neighborhood or a school or an institution begins to become Asian, whites clear out. They don't clear out as rapidly as if the neighborhood were turning black or Mexican, but they clear out. Because Asians are not us. They are not us, and they can't be us. And even liberals, deep in their bones, at some instinctual level, they realize that when a different group of people comes in, everything changes, and it ceases to be the kind of environment in which they wish to live. Now, I think I spend a lot of time with Asians. I think the fact that they're intelligent, hardworking, I think that's great. I say God bless them. But the healthy way, I think, to consider and think about race is by drawing an analogy to your own family. I love my children more than I love the children of strangers. I simply do. And I'll make sacrifices for them that I'll make for nobody else's children. Now, I don't do this because they're necessarily smarter, better looking, more musical, more athletic. I do it simply because they're mine. That's all that's required. They're my children. Now, this doesn't mean that I have any hostility to children of other people. In fact, I can be quite fond of other people's children. But my children come first. I make no apology for it. Now, I think the natural, healthy way to think about our race is as if it is our extended family. Our race is biologically our extended family. And it is entirely natural that our extended family come before someone else's family. It is natural, normal, healthy, and every other group understands this. Let's put it in these terms. Can any of you imagine emigrating to, say, Cambodia or Nigeria or Pakistan and assimilating seamlessly to the point where you were indistinguishable from the natives? Can you imagine that? No. You can't assimilate into Cambodia. It can't be done. And yet, the theory is Cambodians, Nigerians, Pakistanis, they can come here by the hundreds of thousands and assimilate without moving a muscle. No, it can't be done. They can come here, they may learn English, they may get a job, but they are not us. They cannot be us. For example, if the Jefferson Memorial were about to tumble down, would it make sense to expect the Mexicans to care about that? Or if some developer needs more land and decides to pave over the Chancellorsville battlefield, are Guatemalans or Haitians going to give two hoots about that? No. That's part of our history. That's our story. That's our heritage. It's not theirs. That it would be foolish to expect them to care about our story. I will tell you, for aesthetic reasons alone, I think we have every justifiable reason wanting our society, our country, our communities to be white. I like the way white people look. I want my children to look like my grandparents. I don't want them to look like Anwar Sadat or Fu Manchu or Whoopi Goldberg. I want my grandchildren to look the way our people have looked for thousands of years. I make no excuses for that. As I say, on that basis alone we have justified what we want. But, of course, we have 1,000 other reasons. It's not just who we are physically, that's part of what we are, but who is going to sing the songs we sing, pray the prayers we pray, or celebrate our holidays, admire our heroes, love the things that we love. Only we will do that. Only your extended family will care about these things. In all the wars our ancestors have ever fought, whatever the government was saying, the men who were dying, they were dying for their families, for their people, for their nation, for their race. That is what motivates us. And it's entirely natural to do so. A society is not simply a cultural continuity. A society is a biological continuity. And furthermore, a culture will not continuity because no culture will be carried forward in a meaningful way except by the biological descendants of the people who created that culture. That is a given. Our people, our extended family, have to come first. As I said before, that requires no hostility to others. In every other realm of society, the group comes first. General Motors puts General Motors' interests first rather than those of Ford. Otherwise, General Motors will fall apart. America's interests come before Mexico's interests, or at least they used to. Every group takes this for advantage, except our group. The people in this room understand this. Our ancestors understood this. And I would say to you that it is just as immoral to try to talk someone out of this natural loyalty to his extended family as it would be to try to talk someone out of his responsibilities to his children. We have the same kind of duties, the same kind of loyalties. Now, we as a people have a glorious, glorious past. And we will have a glorious future too. But we, people like this, in this room, understand that we have a loyalty to our family. We have to wake up the ones that don't. It is up to us, but if we do, then our future is assured and will be just as glorious as our past. Thank you very much.